Hi there, this is Claudine Helmuth, and I'm going to be showing you in this video how to put together my spooky trees as part of my Halloween printable kits. So the trees come, I'm just showing you them here with the house so you can kind of get the size. This is the large trees, and they come in a gray stripe, a black and white handwriting, and then a plain gray to keep them extra spooky. I didn't add any color. And then the small trees come in a gray polka dot, a black, and then white with writing to add a little bit of contrast. Now all the trees stand, so you can see that they can stand there, and I'll show you a couple pictures so that you can see them in a setting. But they are really cool and very dimensional because they are completely in the round. They're a little tricky to put together, so I want to just show you some tips in this video. So here's how they look when you download them and print them out. This is the handwriting tree, and they all come with a little letter right there. So there's going to be 4 pages for each tree, an A and a B, and then an A and a B. And I'll explain the method to my madness here in a second about why you only see half of a tree. But for the first step, you'll see here, let me zoom in, I made it very faint, a dotted line going right down the center, not these diagonal lines, but the one going right down the center. You're going to want to fold all 4 sheets along that. Now, if you're working on a cardstock, you will want to score that line first. So you want to just take a ruler to that line, and then I use a dried out ballpoint pen and just mark all the way down the middle, and that will make it easier for you to fold. I'm actually working on printer weight paper, and you'll see that because we're folding it against itself, it's actually very sturdy, and I like the printer weight paper for these in particular. Not so much the favor boxes because those have to hold things, but for the branches, you can really make the branches go in different directions and seem even more realistic just with the printer weight paper. So first, you're going to fold all 4 sheets right down that center line. Okay, now that all 4 of my sheets for my tree are folded, this is what they look like now. Now I'm going to apply glue stick and glue this side to this side. So this is one of the few of my printables where glue stick is absolutely necessary. Usually I just use tape or a tape runner. Now this is one of my favorite glue sticks, but you could also use spray glue or something like that. For this demonstration, I'm going to use the Elmer's because it comes in purple and you'll be able to see where I'm gluing. Now you can see a faint outline of the tree, so all I'm going to do is glue along that outline. This way you're not gluing the whole piece of paper. So just along anywhere I see the tree. So you can see here with the Elmer's glue, it does show up purple. So there you go. And then you're just going to fold that back on itself. Now the reason why I folded it first was then I get a nice clean fold when I go to fold it back on the glue. So you're going to do that to all 4 sheets. Okay, so now that all 4 of my trees, the A sides and the B sides, are all glued down to each other, now I need to cut them out. So you don't want to cut on this side because obviously you can't see the tree. So you want to cut on this side, and you're just going to trim it out, and don't worry if you go over or under the line because that is the reason that I made the other side just a big rectangle of color, because you're going to get an even match on both sides. So use this side as your guide and cut it completely out, but leave that little A side tab on there for now. Okay, so now they are all cut out. So I've got my A sides here and then the B over here. So first, our next step, now that you've got them all cut out, and they're nicely double-sided like that. We want to take an A and a B, and we're going to place the B side face down, so we just see the letter A, but we don't see the letter B. And you can use glue stick or whatever you want for this step. I'm going to just use my tape gun and just choose either side, A or B, and I'm just going to run it right down the center there, right along the edge. So then I'm just going to take my B side and line it up so that it overlaps, like that. So now we have a whole tree on that side. And then we're going to repeat it with the other two. So A side up, it really doesn't matter, you could, but I like to just stay consistent. A side up, B side down, so that they're like that. Apply the tape. Glue together. So now we have two like this. Now, what we want to do is score along, let's see, there are very faint dotted lines going there and there. So you're going to score on both of the trees, and you really do need to score here. A lot of times I cheat and I don't score at all. I know I'm bad that way, but I like to skip steps, but for this you really do need to score because now the paper is quite thick, even just using the printer weight paper. So I'm scoring there, and then on that diagonal line. And then on the other one. Okay, so now they're all scored, and I'm just going to fold them up. Let me set one aside. Just fold up along that line. Just sort of pinch it. If you've scored it already, it will be easier. So now it's got like a flat back to it, like that, and like a U shape there. You can go ahead and cut these tabs off, and once you've made a few of them, you really don't need the tabs anymore, but they were the easiest way for me to explain how to make the tree. So that's one side, and then now do the same on this side. So just fold it up, and then here. So that again it makes a little U shape, like that. And that the back is flat, and we'll just cut those tabs off now. Okay, now one last glue. We're just going to apply it right down the center of one of the trees, and we'll take the other one and line it up. And press it all together, and then make sure it's got good adhesion everywhere. So you can see it's already starting to take shape. Now you can take your branches and kind of feather them out and curl them in different directions. And you could really spend a lot of time just fussing with those branches. But you can see right here, now you spread out the little roots and it will stand. There we go. It's hard for me to get it where you can see it, but I'll display a picture of them all standing at the end. But you could see that they stand really nicely. Now, as part of this kit, you get the trick-or-treaters and then the Halloween bunting, and then also the 6 trees, which obviously, since they're printables, you could print them multiple times and make an entire spooky forest. So I hope you have enjoyed learning how to put together the spooky trees. And again, whether they're the large tree or the small tree, the directions are exactly the same. I hope that you enjoy my 3D Halloween printable kits.